Hello, hello. I see we have a couple people on already. I do need to get a couple of technical things taken care of before we actually start. So give me just a moment and forgive my peepers. So, all right, let's see. Make sure that you're muted. Hello, hello. Okay, make sure you're muted. I just have a couple things I need to take care of during this technical part because, technology and all that fun stuff. We're going to start here in just a second. Let me see. Here we go. There's that. I wish it would let me do all of this before the recording came on, but it doesn't. So that's the great thing about technology. All right. Let's see. It is 11 now. All right. I guess there's been some challenge with the email going out with the link. So I might have to be careful and pause as people say, hey, they can't find us. So that's a sad thing. I don't know what happened. So please forgive me on that. All right. So now I can look like my little normal self without my peepers. Maybe it is myself with my peepers. Anyway. Okay. It's 11, and I am Jackie Wheeler with Jackie Style Image Consulting, and this webinar today, your Lunch and Learn webinar today, is called Shopping Like a Pro. And I'm giving you my pro tips and strategies so it can make it easier for you to shop. And of course, after all of this, you decide that, hey, I still don't want to shop or I need help shopping, then I can do that for you. So that's the great thing. And I just got another message saying someone is out on the, darn it. Shoot. Let me see if I can help them out. This is not the way it's supposed to go. So forgive me, ladies, as I check to see what's happening with this another person who can't find us. All right, yep, another one that can't find us. So let me do a quick pop over and I'll do some more technical stuff. So I'm so sorry, ladies. Let's, okay, there's one there. We have another one that needs help. I might just need to post it in the event. I think that's what we'll do. All right, I'm so sorry for this timing, ladies. I think I'm just going to post it in the event. Technical difficulties, right? Not how I want to do it, but I don't want anybody to miss out. Here we go. Find the link here. All right. So hopefully that will help people, and we'll get back to the actual meeting. So, oops, I lost you all. There we go. There you are. Okay. Yay. All right. So again, I'm so sorry. Oops, did it again. Okay. I'm so sorry for the delay. So I'm Jackie Wheeler with Jackie Style Image Consulting, and you are on Shopping Like a Pro webinar. And I'm so glad that you're here, and we'll figure out whoever didn't get the information or didn't get the link correctly. I do apologize for that, but we'll make that up for you all. I'm not sure what happened. Technology, yay, technology, boo, it's all at the same time. All right, so I want to share with you the very first thing that I think about when shopping is, when I'm shopping with my clients, first off, is what's the plan? Do they have a plan? Is the plan related to something specific or not? All of those things. So that's the very, very first thing that I want to say is, do you have a plan? When you're shopping, when you're pulling all these things together when you've decided I need to shop or I want to shop, all those things, do you have a plan? So the rest of this is really, what kind of plan is that? So we're going to kind of go through each of those kind of steps that I think about and how I maneuver through all this shopping stuff. Now, I'm not going to tell you there aren't days that I don't just do window shopping and wandering, and that's totally okay. And those days I often, will find something fun, but I still have a plan in the back of my head even for those days. And I know that some of my clients will say that's the day they actually find stuff. And that's, I hear you, because those are the days I find stuff too. And some days when I actually have a plan and a system to go through, I might not find what I want. And I do understand that. But even so, having this in the back of your head, having a plan, a system in place will help you save time and money. So first, I'm still going to have that conversation about you, and you'll know pretty much almost every single time that we talk, we're going to talk about, do you know what your best colors are? Do you know what your fashion personality? Do you know what your the best style for your body type? Those things are the number one thing on your plan. So you've got to know what looks best on you before you're shopping and going out. The other thing, especially if you're branding and you need a personal image brand, is what are those 3 words that you want to convey every time that you walk into a room. So those things are at the top of the list. That's the very first part of your plan. And I do talk about those almost every single time, because if you don't have those things in place, all the rest of how your image, building your wardrobe, shopping, being unforgettable, all of that is, it's all built on that. So that's why we go back to that. I'm not going to review any of that. If you want to talk about those things with me, that's fantastic. But that is a starting point that I do talk about. Okay, so the plan. First, what do you need? So you have to figure out, what do you need? Do you know what you need, or is this, again, just a willy-nilly going? Even when you're wandering and you don't go with a very specific mindset of I'm shopping for, if you have in the back of your head, I could really use I'm going to use my example, a fabulous purple jacket with, lapels and whatever, then when you find it, even if you're wandering willy-nilly, then you know that you've hit that on target, right? So that knowing what you need, which also means you know what you have in your closet. So you already have an understanding of where your core basics are, and you know what you have in your closet, so that while you're doing your shopping, you can look for that. Now, if you are in a very specific need and saying, I'm going to look for a purple jacket today, then you have the next piece of your plan is, so you first, know what you have, that piece of plan, what do you have already, is where do I go? So if you're looking for a purple jacket, you're not going to the sparkly dress store, right? You're not going to go to Group USA or to the dress department. You might, because you like to wander. But if that's their specific goal in mind, is a blazer of a specific color or whatnot, then you're going to look for those and go to those stores and those departments that are specifically for that item, right? That's the first thing you're going to do. In that plan too, so let's talk about it. So blazer, you are going to go to the, not the dress section, obviously, of a department store. And if you have a favorite brand that you like, then you're going to go to that brand first. I am a clearance shopper. I love a deal. I love the hunt, so I would do that. But if it's so specific that maybe I know that previous season, like purple is not always a color that's in, and that's not what was in the previous season, I'm not likely going to find it in the clearance section. So I will do a scan and look for what that is. Now, a lot of times my clients will talk about, well, I want a really great black blazer. Well, black blazers are everywhere. They're constant. They're continuous. It depends, again, on what style is going to be best for you. So plan to try on. Okay, let's see. Oh, I love this part. And again, is it a basic need or a special event? So special event shopping is completely different from your basic need shopping. And that is most store, you have a very separate store that's going to happen in as well. Okay. Here's a question for you. Here's why knowing what you need is really important, and knowing what Do you already own it? Is it already in your closet? Are you saying that you need this new purple jacket or sparkly dress because you just think that you realize you have this event and you're like, I got to go get this? But do you already own it? And so that's one of the things that I want as part of your plan is to think, do I already own this piece? And if I do own this piece, why do I feel I need a new one? So is it doesn't fit anymore? It doesn't fit your brand anymore or your personality? Is it not, has it already been, for my speakers, authors, and coaches, has it already been seen so many times that I need to refresh it and figure out a new way to either use that piece or to go ahead and retire a piece? Because quite frankly, with this social media craziness of the world, if you're seen too many times in something, then they think that's all you own, which is fine. But at the same time, you want to have a fresh look and a fresh a place to be each time, right? So so do you already own it, and why is it you feel it needs to be replaced? That's all a part of that plan. Okay. Here's a part of your plan too. What do you need to take with you on your shopping excursion in order for it to be successful? So are you needing to match a color? Are you needing to make sure that the fabrications are matched or coordinating? Are you needing to have the proper undergarments on when you're shopping for a specific item? Are you needing to have very specific shoes that you've decided on your look, or you have very specific shoes for a very specific event? You don't want to buy new shoes. What? Not buy new? I'm sorry. I understand. Classics, right? You don't want to buy new shoes, or you don't need to, and you're building from the bottom up. We'll take the shoes with you. Or even if you're getting new shoes, but you know it's the height that you need for whatever that is that you need to purchase, so a pants or skirt or whatnot, then take the shoe with you. So while you're trying on, you have the shoe with you to determine how much alterations need to happen, if alterations need to happen, and if the flow is right with that height of a shoe. So it helps determine all that. So undergarments, matching colors, take it with you. It's okay. People understand. And then also taking your shoes. And last but not least, if you need to, take me with you. I love helping my clients navigate the whole shopping thing. And your shopping experience is completely different with a stylist, myself, with you, than it would be you by yourself. And it's completely different than having a girlfriend with you. It's, while I love you and I'm friends with you and all those things, and I make sure but I make sure and I guide you, and it's all about you and you looking fabulous. So take me with you. Okay, anyway, shameless plug. Okay. For shopping spots, I like to hunt. And so I know that there's very specific places so part of that plan is, your budget. So knowing your budget and knowing what your budgetary needs are, and taking into account, if you recall, if you were there for our last webinar on building a core wardrobe, you want to have the greatest quality within your budget's range, right? So so where you shop will depend upon your budget as well, and that's really important. So that's something, again, planning ahead. Even if you're wandering willy-nilly, I'm pretty sure in the back of your mind you're like, ooh, if I find something I can spend X. Well, keep that in mind, right? So, and if you're shopping specific, then you're like, okay, I have this much to shop for these number of pieces or this specific item. And I know some of us fudge on there. Well, maybe I fudge on there, so don't tell my husband. Anyway, but there are very specific places for specific looks and items. So let's talk about that. I have my favorites. I asked the question on my Facebook page. I love the responses that I got. If you didn't get to respond, I would love to see your responses too. Go ahead and, not right now, but pop over later to my Facebook page and let me know where your favorite places are as well. You're welcome to put it in the chat too. so that works. But I would love to have it on the Facebook page. So anyway, my favorite spots. So I love resale. I love consignment because I can get a really high quality piece for very little. And I quite frankly was like this before I had children. I think I became much more aware of it after we had kids, and your expenses change, right? But I love getting high quality pieces for a fraction of the price. So resale and thrift is something that I enjoy. And I like that it's also very environmental. So my favorite places for resale, and there's tons around, and I think right now these specific places I'm enjoying because they're closer to me, so I don't have to go out. But I do find when I'm shopping with my clients what's closest to them and what works in that way as well. So for resale, I love Turnstile. They have some great brands and some great pricing. They do consignment, so if you have clothes that are in your closet and you want to consign with them and then have a credit at their store to shop with, that's really fun. Or you can just get cash back, well, however you decide. But Turnstile is a lot of fun. And I love, again, the way that their stores are organized, I think really helps as well. And I know that some people avoid some resale and some consignment because the organization can be really overwhelming. But I love the way that it's organized, and it feels very boutique. But it doesn't have those crazy boutique prices. So Turnstile. The other one, like thrift, so this is just regular old thrift, is Savers. I love Savers, and I don't have one super close to me. There's one close enough, but not super close, so I'm not always there. I love their philosophy, and I like the way that the store feels. So Savers is a good place. If you do Goodwill, here's a fun little note on Goodwill. In Arizona, if you pop on their website, and I even hear they have an app now, they have a 20% coupon that comes out every month. So before you even walk into the store, download the 20% or print out the 20% coupon. And when you go in, then you have that discount on top of the other discounts. So there's that. The next place that I like for discount, so there's resale consignment, there's discount, there's and then there's regular retail, right? So, and then there's high end. There's all those different areas. So for discount, I love Ross. Ross is a lot of fun. I do know many of my clients feel overwhelmed by Ross because it is, even though they have specific areas for specific things, it can be overwhelming. So I totally understand if that's not your gig, but know that it's a great place that if you have a little bit of money but they still have really great quality products as well. And they have, the gamut of things. Stein Mart is really fun. They have some unique pieces. They have some great quality, pretty discounted. It's not going to be, you're going to get some fun high-end things that are still, they're still value, but anyway, that's a great place. So Stein Mart, there's several around. And so this one, it is their clearance center. It's last chance, and you have to be ready for last chance. Like you have to mentally be ready, because people, when they go to last chance, and this is at Colonnade, I just lost the name, Colonnade Mall. It's off of Camelback and 22nd-ish, and right in there at Colonnade Mall. It's called Last Chance. It is the clearance center. And so people go crazy when they're there. So I want you to be aware. Fitting rooms are crazy, all of it. But I love when I have a very specific, and I have a very, it's just a really, and again, it's me. I like the hunt. I found some great dresses there. I found so when I'm ready and I want to do that hunt, that's a great place to go. If you hate shopping, that's probably not the place to go. Okay, so there's that. And then regular retail establishments that I enjoy. This is my style, though, remember, so this is my style. It might not be right for your style. Ann Taylor Loft and Ann Taylor, Chico's, and Kohl's, and then regular retailers that don't necessarily retail that way. I really enjoy the Cabby line and Premier and Park Lane. Like those are places and companies like Cabby and Premier are ones that I can support other girls that are doing direct sales, but they have a great line that I appreciate. So if you want connections, let me know because I can connect you to those ladies. All right, so here's part of that. So now you figure out what your favorite store is. And did you know that there's sales cycles within those stores, within those times? I'm pretty sure you did. Like you don't want to, unless you have to, it's not the best thing to buy swimwear in swim season. So if you've lost weight from last year and you need a new suit, then hey, you need to buy it in swim season. But what happens if you buy in swim season, that's like prime time. And so there's no sales or the sales are a small sale, right? It's just kind of that to get you in because it's a sale kind of thing. So you want to shop out a little bit out of season or at the end of season and to save you money. Unfortunately, sometimes we do need to buy in season because that's the need that we have, but pay attention to those seasons and what's when, where, and like, for example, it may not even be seasons, but even times within, like Savers has a Mondays are specific, shopping days, and Tuesdays is senior day, which I think most every place is Tuesdays is senior day, Tuesday or Wednesday. Like if you know all of those things, then when you're shopping and planning ahead, you can get, okay, to get the most bang for my buck, the biggest bang for my budget, I know that these are the times and days to shop. I will tell you that there's certain times in sales that while it's kind of like Black Friday. I should shop on Black Friday to save the money I need to save. I do not want to go near the stores on Black Friday. So there may be that as well. So you have to take those things in consideration. But if you have a plan ahead of time, you know what to do and you know how to get there, you should navigate that all really well. Okay, the other thing I want to encourage you to do is to get to know the sales associates at your favorite stores, wherever that may be, whether it's a consignment or thrift, or whether it's your high-end store. Nordstrom has an amazing program. Getting to know the sales associates there. It helps because then if they know what you need and they're used to seeing you and you're consistent and that's you build that relationship, then they're going to call you when your favorite thing that you've been watching is on sale. And that's just really so nice to have that relationship and that knows. That doesn't mean you have to shop all the time, that you have to be in there all the time. But if there's a few places that you love and that you enjoy shopping, then that's great to do. So I hope those are just a few of my tips. Oh, here's another one because it is a necessary one. Once you have your plan in place and you know what you want, I want to encourage you that before you make a purchase, before you decide you're going to buy that item, make sure that it will go with other things in your closet. We talked about this in core wardrobing. Like you have your core. Will the new piece that you bring in replace something in your core wardrobe, or is it going to build upon that core wardrobe? So unless you can, this is my rule, unless I can coordinate it with 3 other things that are already in my closet that aren't in my cart, not in my cart, not 3 things in my cart, but 3 things that are that I already own, that I know that it'll go together, then I don't purchase it. It doesn't matter if it's, well, I have to be careful about it. I probably buy all purple no matter what. But so it doesn't matter if it's my very favorite thing. If it doesn't go with anything else in my closet, it's a waste of money. Even if it's a $5 item, if I can't coordinate it with anything else, which would be a rare thing, but still, it would waste my money. So it would just sit in there, and it would be sad, and I would be sad, little orphan in my closet that never got worn and appreciated because I didn't think it through. And so anyway, I want to encourage you in that. So 3 other things and not already in your cart. I know that's really hard. The other thing I want to encourage you and warn you about is, here was my experience when I worked retail we won't say how long ago, but I had associates that I worked with that a lot of my clients will say, well, I'll just go into the store and I'll look at the mannequin and I'll tell them, the associate that works there, hey, I want what's on the mannequin. I want those items because it's easy. Go in, here's my size. They already know what they're doing. It's on a mannequin. It must be right? Unfortunately, while I was working, and I would wonder that maybe it's still happening. I don't know. But some of the sales associates would put the craziest stuff on the mannequins on purpose, so that to see and make bets on how many that they could sell that day or over the weekend until the manager saw the craziness that was on the mannequin. And sometimes it was subtle crazy and sometimes it was obvious crazy. And it just drove me nuts because the heart that I have is I want women to look and feel their best no matter what. I don't want anybody that I've been working with to feel silly later to go, what just happened and why am I wearing this, right? So I do want you to be aware of that. So don't necessarily go in and just buy everything that's on a mannequin unless it speaks to you and it works right. Now there's some places that are very strict on what happens on the mannequins, but just be aware. And then one of my other tips for you in regards to shopping is try everything on. I know it's painful. I know it can be painful. People hate trying things on. I know the mirrors in those darn dressing rooms are funhouse mirrors and we don't look like what we think we should look like. And quite frankly, some of them are crazy mirrors. But try everything on. And when you try everything on, it saves you time. So while you have that shopping time that's there and you are going to spend a little more time because you are trying things on, but then you're not going home trying them on and have to return back. And how many times have you said, oh, I'm going to try it on at home and then return it and then kept it even though it didn't work? So I really want to encourage you to try things on, see how it feels on before you leave the store. We could talk a little bit, I'm going to talk a little bit more at the live workshop on November 4th about online shopping and some different options there. I personally am not an online shopper because I'm super kinetic, but I will tell you there's a few places that I trust and how I work through that. And so I want to invite you to please come to the November 4th workshop. It's in person, it's live. And because you're here, you get a special discount because you signed up, and hopefully this email will go out correctly. And I don't know what happened, ladies, that you didn't get your link. Some of you didn't get your links, but you're going to get a discount for that workshop. Because you're here today, you're going to get your playback. And I have heard that some people aren't getting their playbacks. If that's the case and you don't see it by, let's say Tuesday, check your spam. Sometimes they show up in there. I'm so sorry. It shouldn't, but sometimes they do. So check your spam. And if you don't see your link by then, please feel free to contact me so that we can make sure that you get all of everything that the discount, the special. You have 15 minutes complimentary time with me as a consult so we can talk some things through, figure out what plan that you need to put in place and where you need to go this year in regards to shopping like a pro or any other questions that you might have. So you have 15, you have a free consult with me, and that link is in there as well in your email. I do have another event coming up, and I think it's really funny. The next 3 weeks for me is all about shopping, which I like, it's the shopping time. And then what we do, we hit the holidays and it's shopping some more, right? So I have an event called Switch It Up. That is October 28th. And that link to RSVP is on my Facebook page. And we have to limit it to 25 just because of the venue. And there's going to be some new fun things we're going to be announcing at that event too. And what was the other thing? Okay, so November 4th, and at the live workshop on November 4th, which is from 10 to noon, again in downtown Mesa, I'm going to be introducing my 2018 the funness that we're going to have for 2018, and you're not going to want to miss what I have coming up for you and some of the webinars and whatnot. In this last few minutes, I want to ask you, I'm so grateful for all of you to continue to be on the webinars with me. And while I have some plans in place, I would love to know, what would you like to hear about? What would you like to see in 2018 for me to put out for the webinar and workshop series for that time? I want to make sure that I'm giving you the information and the great things that you're interested in, so that you'll come back and that you'll share this with your friends and family. So I so appreciate your time and that being here, and forgiving me for any of the crazy technology weirdness that happens. And it's 11:30 now, and if there's anything I can do for you, I appreciate you letting me know. Let me see if I can get a couple links in for you so you can, just in case. Here is my Facebook link. Oops. Maybe, again, technology and I are just not getting along today. There we go. Here is my Facebook link, so you can go. This will be where many of my events are posted. Oops, something just happened. Oh, there we go. You should have that. Okay. And here is my calendar link so that you can set up a time for us to chat, just in case, again. Let's try that one. You should have that now. And I think, and I don't have, usually I have the discount link, but the other event is also on, the workshop is on Eventbrite. Switch It Up is not. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you so much. This is Jackie Wheeler with Jackie Style Image Consulting, enhancing your style, your image, your brand. Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.